Right, that should be stream up. Stream should be up now. Waiting for the notification from everything. There you go. Stream links in the chat now. Also filling in the lobby at this point. I think we're going to have 17 or 18. Hello, Ren. How are you doing? Hello, man. How's everyone doing? It's Thursday night. You all know what that means. We're back here. We're doing some Tier 1 racing. Speed without the... That's a new variation of that. Spin, well... I feel like... given my own preferences about this track, I enjoy this track, but it could be one that's a nightmare to drive. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good myself. Just chilling, basically, at this point. I've been relaxing basically all day. Been able to do whatever I want pretty much until the end of September. Not really have an awful lot to make sure I have to do. Which is good news for when we're doing something like this. Round 3. Go on Italiano. Well, he's probably on a high from sprint on Tuesday. You'd think Stable would be as well, but we'll wait and see. We've got a lot of new faces, I think, in this one for today. Audacity is definitely one of them. Yarlo, you'll know if you've watched one of my Tier 3 streams a couple of seasons back, I used to commentate on him, so I know what he can bring. Whether or not that's going to translate well into Tier 1, we'll find out. Donnie's gone through his 15th name change this month. Bloodwave's got not the greatest connection I've ever seen. Still waiting on a few people. I think we were meant to have 17. Not entirely sure. No. Stop switching me. Yeah, I've done slightly more than that. What does the telemetry change for me? Well, considering I don't actually know what this does at the moment, to a full extent, I'm about to find out. Cause I'll know as soon as we go racing, because they'll bring up a screen on my phone. But I'll tell you what it changes as soon as I know, or I can see what it changes. Then I'll tell you, or what it tells me more of. Saw someone new in the chat. Joe was Tier 2. Jack, what planet are you living on? What planet are you living on? Joe's one of the supposed top guys in this tier. He's definitely not Tier 2. Jaguar's in. Got 16. Not bad. Yeah, I did an entire race for a different league yesterday. If you you were around in the Discord at the time, I accidentally posted a video to this channel last night. But we'll leave that there. Don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I enjoy Spain. I enjoy Spain a lot. That's something to say something, considering last year was an absolute travesty to drive. Chat, man. Oh, god damn it. No, he's in here. He's in here. You haven't got anything to worry about. I mean, Tier 2 is pretty all over the place at the moment. I would have had a 5th in Baku and a podium in Silverstone that I got taken out. Are we going? Oh, we're going. Well then, we're going with 17. That's what I thought we were going with. New names, so you've got Audacity, Yellow, Accra, sorry. You'll watch the stream at all and I say that wrong, please do tell me. Or say your names, any of the names wrong, tell me so I can change that for the future. Not gonna know unless you would have had 2 wins of... We won't talk about Baku, because I more than definitely had the pace. I'm just an idiot. There's a difference. It's alright, Jack. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, I've seen yours. It just looked a bit more than a thing on mine. It didn't matter an awful lot in the end, because... At the end of the day, it's one race, move on. But it's just fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're clean You're clean most of the time I'm beside you anyway. So I know. It's just everyone has those moments. Right. Track map. Full track map. Telemetry. This isn't anything to do with the actual app that I'm about to be using. By the way, telemetry. Don't need to. We'll do fastest lap. But we'll keep that enabled. There's people coming out the pit, so who's the first one out? You're not meant to cross that white line, but never mind. As you know, if you've watched any of my streams before, we follow the first car out, follow them over the line, and we also then give them the opportunity to do their first lap under the lights as well. Oh, okay then. Well, I also have my telemetry app beside me at the moment, just showing me who is and isn't on track. Player 4 and now AlphaTauri is someone you got... it's because Donnie changed his name. Well, here we go. So, Arca is going to be the first one to do anything here. I think that's Samuel not that far back. As for weather, it doesn't look like it's going to rain at all. Yep, no rain whatsoever. Okay, so, well, I guess we've it's it. So the blue represents... Apologies, my phone, my remote just died. So I think I probably should have kept an eye out before we started, but at least it's out of the way 2 minutes into qualifying and not in the middle of a race. But opening lap here then for Arca, and it's a 22-1 through the first sector. It looked like he's cutting the the turn 4 a little bit close there, shall we say, to the grass. Yep, yeah, that seems to be a case with me. I do that a lot. I have a docking station, so it's not really charging it. It's just switching between remotes. I keep forgetting to do it before I do something like race or commentary wise. So yeah, it's not the smartest thing I've ever done. But yeah, the yellow flags. There's people. Oh, we might encounter traffic here actually. So it comes down to the end of the third sector. Down into the chicane we go. It's the Alpines. The two Alpines in front of us, actually. Are we going to encounter traffic for the Williams here? We're not. He's going to get away with it. Down the line he comes. And the first one is a 17.3. And Samuel, 17.41. So there isn't an awful lot of gap there at all. The Aston Martin, Renz, 18.8, obviously had a bit of a moment on his lap. Audacity, 18.3. Again, probably had some sort of moment. There's a McLaren going over. I think that's just Staber starting as well. Oh no, that's Staber doing 76 actually. Red Bull is Ishmael is going on the lap now. And 17.45 for Joe. He sets a purple sector 3. We have an Alfa Romeo coming over out for his lap now. Haas at the process in the end of the lap as well. Yala on 18.2. The other McLaren of Jaguar 18.3. They have a bit of a split at the moment. Alu and Mitchell both coming out to do their outlaps now. We're going to watch the end of Donny's lap and then probably switch back to those Ferraris. So we get a good idea of what's happening in a lap. It's an 18.5 for Donny. Let's have a look at... Is Alu the first one? No, Mitchell's the first one. So we'll watch Mitchell, and Alu's not that far behind, so going through. BR4 obviously spanning his lap, and wasn't very successful of him. Two Alpines also in 18s, so it's not particularly great for them either. And it looked like, well, we've got 4 cars left, but round 1 might go to the Williams, the new Williams driver. Which would be quite interesting. I actually like this app. It's showing me all the sector times and everything as well. So, yellow flag. Who's the yellow flag? It looks like there's just a Haas getting out the way. So it's yellow just getting out the way. Here comes Mitchell through the end of the third sector now. And let's see what Mitchell can do. Down the line. What is he going to put up? It's a 17.19 and well. That very much means the first round going Ferrari's direction. It's not fastest sector a lot across the board. He's done fastest first and second though, and it's pretty good news for the Ferrari. As for people doing laps, I think the only person currently doing a lap, sorry, might be Heidenberg here, Boba Fett, sorry. No one's had a bout with a wall yet by the looks of it. Let's see what Heidenberg's doing as we go through down into the final sector. And into the pits he goes. So we're actually going to have to watch people do outlaps. I think the first one that came out on an outlap would be the Red Bull. So Samuel sits third at the moment, about 2.25 tenths off of their provisional pole. Let's see how much he can close the gap on that time. Can we get into the 16s? Here we go, around the final corner, down the straight we go. And Ake Bolito has just joined the session, so we're going to go with 18 people rather than the 17 that I thought we would have. Oh, the Ferraris have just come back out. Down into turn 2, gets on the curb, but keeps it going. Looks like he managed to hold down the throttle here as well. He's in 7th gear going through turn 3. Up to the Tier 5 quality is full wet. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'd rather them than us. Oh, there goes Samuel. Samuel, I guess that's too much fall. That's quite a weird incident. Who's closest? Who's the one furthest out on lap now? So we've got Ren's actually on the on a fast lap right now. He's the closest to the line, so he'll pick up his lap. Just about kept that valid, and he throws the car through that corner. Got wow, 6 tenths up at the moment. Get to see where he puts himself at the end of the sector. And through the chicane he comes, through the final corner now, and up to the line. Let's see where Renz is able to put himself. It might be a little bit further back than he wants. 18.2 is enough for 9th. It's not particularly where he wants to be. Let's have a look at Arca. You have no turn-in. Oh, that's not good news. That's really not good news. But there you go, 70.096. And the Williams has taken it back. Let's see if Joe's got anything to say about all this. Couple of guys still about a lap being set. Alu's gone out, tried to rectify that. Yellow flag in sector 1 is a Williams and the Ferrari having a bit of a tussle, I think. And down the line he goes. Joe is a 17.22, and it's only enough for 3rd. I see Yarlo down the line now. Over the line is an 18.1. It's quicker. It's not a lot quicker, but it's quicker. Let's have a look. Who's possibly left? Yellow flags all over the place. Just people letting them through. Alu's finally set a time in 18.3. Not particularly competitive, but it's better than nothing. There's a yellow flag there. I think that's just the Alfa Romeo waiting up. A couple of people just set laps there, actually. They look like BR4, 72. There you go. Donnie said 18.1. That was one of the other laps that had occurred at the same time. But BR4 up to 3rd, ever so slightly beating Joe. Here comes Ishmael to the line. A 17.108. It's ever so close to pole. It's not quite enough, but it is really close. Oh, there's a AlphaTauri that's had an absolute moment in the pit lane there. Joe's just had an absolute moment in that pit lane, and not really what he wants to see, but he's fine with it being in his pit lane. It looks like BR4 had the right. So as we stand, the fastest lap is obviously with Acra. Fastest first sector goes to Acra. The second sector, it's BR4 at the moment, and the fastest third sector is Ishmael. So Ishmael's put himself in a good light. There's he tries to state a claim. There's some people still trying to state a championship claim at the moment. See Heidenberg lap here. As he's going through the middle of sector 2. Not that many people left out on the track. Like Ishmael's had a bit of a moment. Maybe that's just trying to get out of the way of someone else. Looks like it's trying to get out of the way of the Ferrari, who's come to the line now, and Mitchell did a 16.8. There you go. He takes the fastest middle sector as well. And provisional pole is there for the Ferrari. And every single time that the lap being set, seems like the Ferrari's got an answer. Bearing in mind, Mitchell's your current championship leader as well. And down the line he goes. Heidelberg, 17.188 is enough to put him 4th. And there's some good shots coming out at the moment. Samuel, not currently quicker. Is Tabor any quicker than his lap as well? He is. He is currently quicker. Doesn't look like it's too great, the entrance into the sweeping corner now. That's changed from where it used to be a hairpin, now sweeping corner. Personally, a good change. Chicane's probably the next one to be altered. Down there he comes to the line. Let's see what Staber can do. Keeps it valid. Down and sets himself a 17.150. And there you go, Samuel with a 70.066. So we've got a number of people just vying for a position at the moment. Ake Bolito, 10 seconds off at the moment, so currently somewhere in this low 18s, high 17s, I think. Which for a first proper lap would be decent. Down the line he comes. Sets himself a 17.777. And, well, that's enough for 11th. Let's have a look. Outlaps. Are we going for some people on outlaps? So we'll watch Alu. Currently signed himself in 17th. And it's not particularly impressive yet. Oh, there goes the Ferrari. He'd gone round, turn 3, too much fault. And definitely lost the back of the car as well. Way too much throttle going round. Yellow's going quicker than his fastest lap at the moment. It's not by an awful lot, but it is still quicker. And Kake Bolito's on a in lap. Same with the two that just come into the pit. Staber and Samuel may be able to get another one in. We shouldn't be too far from the end of qualifying here. Yeah, find in sector 2 and 3. Just the Aston Martin continuing on, I think. Yellow is currently... Oh, a little bit of a snap oversteer moment there. And then on the curb here is a large chunk of time has just been lost. I think if he's going to improve, it's not going to be by enough. And if I was him, I'd probably just take the pit. Unless there's not enough time left in the session. Yellow flag in sector 3. 3 minutes left. Yeah, would have just taken the pit and got back out. 17.8 there for Yellow. And I don't think that was a wise idea to finish that lap. It's Ishmael that's going to lead it out for the final runs then. Dalu going to do a lap. I'm going to watch Alu for the moment in time. Looks like Audacity came out with Ishmael as well. You see a bunch of people just streaming out the pits. Alu down into the end of turn 1, into turn 3, sorry, end of sector 1 is quicker, so he is doing a lap. Let's see if he's going to be able to make anything out of it. He's going to hit traffic. Everyone else... Well, we're watching Alu because he's now the only person flat out. Everyone else doing out laps. I think Yarlo might be doing an in lap. Or maybe a refresher. Maybe go for one more flying lap. We'll wait and see. Yellow flag there for one of the McLarens. Here we go. Alu round into the third sector. That's a Red Bull. That's a Red Bull. I'm not sure which Red Bull that is. I think that's Ishmael that's parked on the track. That's not good news. He's vying for try and put himself in provisional pole. It's not great. Alu 17.8 is enough. It is enough to put him to 13th. Right, so we'll watch Audacity. He's the first one over the line. He's going to encounter some Ferrari traffic immediately. As we're now going to pile through, we're going to see people coming toward the end of their laps one by one. I think it's the Red Bull following. I'm not sure which... Well, it is two Red Bulls following, actually. I'm not entirely sure which two. I think that Ferrari might have problems getting to the end of the lap. But we'll continue to watch Audacity as he goes through the first sector and then to the middle of the second sector, up the uphill section he goes. What time is he going to have at the end of sector 2? He doesn't really get on the curb, on the outside of the curb there, heading into a DRS straight. It's probably lost him a little bit of time on his competitors. He is 0.2 of a second up. Would shift him up one position, as there is a substantial gap between 8th and 9th at the moment. Currently sitting at about half a second. Is he going to come through the chicane now? The Red Bull not that far behind. Staber's retired from the session. He's in the pit lane. And down, there you go. He sets himself a 75. Ishmael's in the pit, so that's the end of his qualifying. Samuel is a bit quicker, but it's not. He's not even improved. He's not even improved. Down the line we go. Where's the Red Bull? The Alfa Romeos are not in particularly good shape. Bloodwave in the pits he goes. Sven is quick. Heidelberg's been disqualified. That's a bad idea. That's a bad time to be disqualified. Just retire if you have to, but that's a bad time to be disqualified. There's Williams off in the gravel there. I think that's Arca. It is. Mitchell pulled up as well. He invalidated. So it's down to a couple of people now. Mitchell's got current provisional pole. BR4's not able to do anything. Is Joe? No, he's not. He's invalidated. Rigo's in the pits. Aki Bolito does a 73. It's only good enough for 8th. And that leaves us with Renz, who is not doing a lot. Remotely quick enough to trouble. He starts 16th. And that means your championship leader is also your pole sitter here in round 3. Arca put up a good fight, so did Samuel, but the Ferrari is going to be the one that sits on your pole position. And that is how qualified... Mitchell, what are you doing? What is he actually doing? Jesus Christ, Mitchell. This is the slowest roll I've ever seen to the line in the history of ever. Oh, he's going a little bit quick. Yeah, race pace qualification. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But there are quick guys, and you've a long way to go. I think that's effectively the end now, isn't it? Or is it because PSV's in the pits, so we've got to continue to hold on for a slight bit longer. As for what I've been told here, that a few people actually got damaged there at the end. Heidelberg broke his front wing. No, his rear wing, sorry. Staber had his wing changed. Broke his front wing on one of his laps. And that is the end of qualifying, lads. So we don't have any rain whatsoever. Arca finishes with the fastest sector 1. Mitchell finishes with the fastest sector 2. And the fastest sector 3 goes to Samuel. Is someone going out? I'm not entirely sure. Why is Hamilton in the lobby? You completely bottled it. Oh, that's unfortunate then. We've glitched the lobby. Are you taking the piss? No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. See? Does he even have control of his car? Nice to see, yeah, Mitchell is on pole. Mitchell is on pole. He's also on top of the championship at the moment as well. So, a guy we've all known has had pace, just didn't really care about driving an awful lot to show it off. Is now definitely showing it off. But, as Ren said earlier, it's not what you do. It's not what you do on the track in quali. Of course it helps, but it's what you do on the track in race. Somebody broke the lobby. There you go. There you go. We're good. We're good. We don't need another lobby. But yeah, right. Then there you go. The top 13 split by less than a second this time. It's a little bit closer than it was to an extent in Silverstone. But Mitchell looked like he'd got the pace today, and there's a few people behind him that really want to take him down. A couple of Red Bulls and a Williams that are poised to be in the best position to do so. Looking down the rest of the grid, Heidelberg got disqualified after putting himself in P5, which is a awful, awful place to get yourself disqualified from. Don't think there's a formation lap on this time either. Obviously, to people who actually play the game, they would be aware of certain glitches that happen in and around the formation lap. Ones that have taken effect on some of these races, actually, especially the one at Silverstone last week. They haven't really fixed them since patch, so it is what it is. We've got about 22 seconds till the start of the race. Rain is not expected at all. But yeah, we've got a close battle at the front. Here we go. There's 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out. Away we go here. Who's getting a good start? It looks like one of the Williams in the middle of the pack there has got an outstanding start. Ishmael down the line. Mitchell's start has been abysmal, but Ishmael does not. And, well, Ishmael got in the front straight away. Let's have a look at the tyres that people are on. And down into turn 1, there's a few people. Mitchell's been spun. Sorry, it looked like the Haas and the McLaren also have a little bit of an incident. Oh, someone's on the grass. One of the AlphaTauris on the grass there. It's Joe who's losing positions left, right, and centre. We've got the Williams and the Red Bull at the front, both going tooth and nail at each other at the moment through lap 1. They go up the hill. Hopefully enough space is given. It looks like Ishmael just backed out there and not sure entirely why. Oh, BR4's out! BR4's out! There's a Ferrari that's a bit of a poor position there as well, but BR4 is out the session. What has happened here? Let's see if we can get a good camera angle up on BR4. Oh, it looks like he just spun off a curb, maybe. He also had Alu and Staber both getting themselves in trouble off the first couple of corners. PSV also did it as well. Are we in a safety car or virtual safety car? We're in a virtual safety car, and I'm going to take this time to see who has damage. Damage, so it looks like Joe's got maybe Joe's got damage? Who's play 10? Oh no, BR4's got damage. Looks like Bloodwave got damage as well. Mitchell and Staber, so 4 guys with damage. One of them have already DNF'd. It looks like Bloodwave the only one that's actually going to stay out with it though. And we're gone again, by the way. Virtual safety car has disappeared, so we should be able to see people go at it again. The front 2 have a little bit of a gap to Audacity in 3rd, and the 2 Williams seem to be on fire today. Let's see if Sven, yellow flag is sector 2, and Ishmael's out! The same way that BR4's gone, Ishmael's gone! Oh, Jesus Christ! And I assume we've got, considering we had the thing, we might get virtual safety car again. No, we're not. Actually, we're not. Well, Ishmael's race is over. The same way BR4's went. It looks like people are starting to have a little bit of a problem with that particular corner. Maybe the hard tyre alongside it, so there's 2 gone already. Samuel on the hard tyres the fastest until Rigo goes quicker there. So we see that Audacity's moved its way up to second. DRS has now been enabled. Should start to see people take advantage of that DRS soon enough. People left, right and centre getting damage. There's it doesn't look like an awful lot's going on through the first sector, to be honest, on the track right now. A couple of people within overtaking range. Should be able to see some decent battles coming up. The championship leader went from first to last, but then two people also DNF'd, and Ishmael was one of the guys at the top of the championship coming into this race. BR4 had won the second race we had at Silverstone over Mitchell, so the title races may have just taken a little bit of a swing there. Albeit we're on race 3 of 12, so there's still a lot of twists and turns to this story throughout the entire season yet to come. Rigo right on the back of Sven. We've got people with DRS here. Let's see if Samuel's going to be able to close in enough. It looks like he will. Let's have a look. Samuel down the straight. He got the hard tyre compared to the medium tyre. They're going to go too wide. And it looks like Samuel wisely backs out. May have opened a door up for Donny behind him. But he backs out and lets Audacity keep the position for a small amount of time longer. And it looks like Yolo's gone. Yolo span. On the edge of turn 3, that looks like. On the exit of turn 3, sorry, is where Yolo's gone. He's dropping all the way to the back now. Can't seem to get his car started up again. He's been disqualified. Okay, he's parked in a dangerous location. He could get his car started back up. He's gone. So we're down 3. We're continuing on. We've got a battle from second all the way down through Rigo in 7th. Joe a little bit further back. Yellow flagged in sector 1 and 2. That's just from Yalo, I'm pretty sure. And well, now we've got a train. How is that train going to develop? Arca's main battle has already both been spun or DNF'd, and now we had a 4.5 second gap at the front of the race. Samuel's going to try and pressure the Williams once again, who is doing a spectacular job for his teammate, but that hold-up job has just run out. As Samuel is going to make an excellent move through the chicane and puts himself up to the second. It looks like Rigo got Sven there as well. A couple of people not shy of making a move through that chicane. Donny's able to put himself in the mix for the front 3 as well. Still got to fight all the way down to Sven, and the way these 5 are going, it looks like Joe might tack onto the back of them soon enough. Spins have moved people like Renz up from 16th to 10th. And, well, going through, should be able to see people make moves eventually. And, wow. It's 4 temps, 3 temps, and 3 temps splitting the guys 4, 5, and 6 right now. And it looks like Rigo is closing in on Donny. It looked like Aston Martin takes it normally, but Donny's going to get himself 3 seconds for straight up cutting the corner. Not sure what he was thinking there, and, well, the fact that he got himself 3 seconds in a train with guys like the one that he's with, I think he might drop considerably by the time this ends. I don't think these guys are turning it down anytime soon. It looks like Rigo was looking at the back of Ake there. He's still looking at the back of Ake, maybe alongside. Not quite alongside, and not able to make a move either. It looked like Audacity has lost the DRS there to Samuel in second. Samuel might be able to make a breakaway of his own now. If he can, or he might be able to if he can get the next few corners right. But there's still quite a lengthy fight going on back here. DRS is not going to help anyone because they all have it. They might be able to close in on Audacity later on. It looks like Alu is closing in on Bloodwave and Heisenberg closing in on Renz as well. They're both at the end of the DRS straight and nothing really happened there. So Rigo on the back of Ake, maybe something can happen here if he can get a better exit on the chicane. That AlphaTauri's gone very wide and has lost a substantial amount of time. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Not entirely sure who that's for. But as it is, we're going to continue to look on. Donny closing himself back into Audacity, but at the moment he's left to the winds of Ake and Italiano behind him. It looks like Bloodwave and Alu are going to fight it out as well for the first and second. Oh, Bloodwave gone! Bloodwave spun. I'm not sure if that was collision based. Italiano is going to get through on the inside of Ake as well. Mitchell's going to get past Aba, who's spun. A lot just happened in the last sector and a bit. Yeah, it looks like Alu Palu hit Bloodwave there, so that might be one that goes to a thing later on. I do have Stable's left the session. He DNF'd, he's retired in the pits. So that leaves us down to 15. And we're down 4 already. We almost had a full lobby for today. And Sven, Ake, Italiano, Donny all hanging on to the back for Audacity, who was being well cleared by Samuel in front, and yellow flag in sector 1 is just Staber going on. Italiano gets Donny. Donny had a little bit of a mistake through the chicane, and Italiano's up into 4th, and this time he gets the shot at Audacity. Got later down the grid. Ake on Donny as well, and Ake's going to get that move done before the corner. They're going to go too wide though. Donny's going to be on the inside. Ake's going to have the inside of turn 3 though, and with that, the position, is Donny going to be able to put any proper fight? He's not. Bloodwaves are tied for the session as well. This time in the pit, so we're down to 14. Rigo and Audacity are fighting. And Audacity is going to have the position. No, Rigo down the inside he goes into turn 5. And Rigo is not going to have it yet. They're going to go side by side yet again, this time up the hill. And the Williams is going to have him. The Williams is going to have the position. He's done well to defend that from way back. It looked like Rigo had him at turn 5. Just the switchback was quite good, obviously, for that Williams, and they're going to go fighting again. Williams this time in a much stronger position to hold him off. We're only on lap 8 of 33 as well. It looks like PSV's gone into the pits and he's about to be lapped here, I think, by Arca. Oh, and Rigo's getting a warning for that. 100% getting a warning for that, but he's going to open the DRS. And with that, it's going to be light work. Rigo up into 3rd. And Audacity, even though he had one of the better defenses we've seen this season, through the end of the 1st sector on the last lap, isn't going to be able to defend that. You can only defend so much, and when DRS is activated, you're pretty much a sitting duck like that. Let's see what's happening between Renz and Jaguar here as well. Renz down the inside into turn 4, has got that move done. Up on Jaguar he goes, up in the 9th as well. And, oh, there's a spin! Ake's gone! Oh, there's another spin up there as well! Donny's gone as well! And both of them taking spins. I think Ake got too much of the inside up the hill. And Donny just spins on his own. Maybe too much throttle. I'm not entirely sure, but they both go round. And that opened the door for certain and for other people as well. People like Rend and Joe, who are now tacked onto the back of Sven. And Sven not that far himself off the back of Audacity, who's now seated himself comfortably in 4th. But Rigo clear of Audacity and a long way off of Samuel. Now this has been Arca's race from start to finish at the moment. And it looked like not an awful lot's going to change. Donny coming into pit. I assume he can only be going on those hard tyres here. Maybe an Inter overtake here. Oh, there's collision there between Joe and Renz. And those two come together, and it sees Renz go around. Yellow flag in sector 2, the Aston Martin. And the spins are certainly bringing other people back into it. People like Mitchell might even be brought back into it at this rate. Sven, 7/10 off of Audacity. Joe, after his collision with Renz, a little bit further out of further back and on DRS. It looked like multiple people hit Renz there. Someone hit him on the way through. It looked like the McLaren of Jaguar actually that hit him on the way through as well. But there's a collision there between Joe and Renz. I'm not sure how that one's going to be anticipated. But Jaguar's into the pits. Heidelberg closing in on Joe. We've still got a battle here between Sven and Audacity as well. Maybe into turn 1. Nope, too far back. Ake and Alu. Ake's going to go on through. And makes light work of Alu there. We'll see when people pit where they come out. Maybe the Ferrari's going to get past that McLaren. He is. Oh, down the inside goes Sven and Audacity. Maybe a switchback, maybe a good move. It's just a ladder. And Sven has got himself in front, made his opportunity, and, well, made Audacity pay for it as well. Absolutely flying. And with that move, he's allowed Joe into the fight as well. We've now got a trade going about 3 or 4 people back. From Sven back to Heidenberg at the very least. Well, Ake, Alu and Renz have their own train alongside him as well. And the championship leader at the moment moved up to 11th through all the DNFs and other people pitting because of incidents, etc. Down the straight we come. No DRS here for Sven. Maybe that allows for Audacity to get close enough. Maybe there's a move happening further back. Maybe neither. And all 4 of them are going to come through in quite the orderly fashion. In the background, is Renz going to have anything on Alu? Alu, yeah, is going to hold that position quite nicely from Renz. What's happened there? There's spins all over the place. These two are going fighting. I'm pretty sure Ake's just spun again. Joe down the inside of Audacity. Those two tussled for a couple of corners. Audacity's tyres might be going off a little bit now. Joe goes on through. Yep, it's Ake that spun. That's going to all but kill his race, I think. He's still going to make his pit stop later on. And, well, when you've had multiple spins in the same race, it never usually spells great things for you. And we've seen that here with Ake, who started well, just lost it once and hasn't really been able to get it back. We've got Heidelberg on the back of Audacity here. A little bit of a gap between Audacity and Joe, who's just inside of DRS range. Mitchell gets 3 seconds for track limits. Out a little bit on the inside there for Audacity as he comes into the pits. Maybe he then gets a 5 seconds for speeding into said pits. It doesn't look like Joe had that rear wing open, by the way. He didn't have the rear wing open. It's Ren's going to have Alu here. They're going to go too wide into the first chicane. And Renz is going to have that position quite nicely, actually. Just a better exit from the second corner, and Alu now sat behind Renz, looking to hopefully get something to happen. And, yeah, well, my voice is starting to go on me a little bit, I think. I'm not sure if that's something you can tell from stream. Heidenberg 6/10 of a second off of the back of Joe. And while there's no one in real striking distance, I am going to take a drink. It looked like Ake is actually not that far off the back of Audacity. Maybe these two go up the hill and then fight each other through DRS, huh? That's exactly what's actually going to happen. DRS, the Aston Martin, alongside and past the Williams there. You see the Ferrari in the background. Not quite caught up to Audacity. Audacity was up in 3rd or 4th, so there's still something to gain for the Ferrari. It looked like Joe was not able to get close enough through into turn 1 on Sven, and it doesn't look like Alu's close enough either. As they go through the first chicane, and Alu was closer, he's about 10th, but realistically just too far back to make anything stick. What's happening here? Is DRS there for the Ferrari? No, it's not, but it is there for the Williams. They close in on Ake, who hasn't pit yet. Safety car changes a lot of things. We still can have one of those. We haven't seen one of those all season yet, actually, in Tier 1. But honestly, it's become accustomed to just a case of when, not if. DRS there for Joe, who's closing in on Sven, but not able to do it enough for it to matter. Ake's holding off the back of Audacity, and then Mitchell as well. Mitchell 0.4 of a second on the back of Audacity at the moment. In comes the pit for a pit stop at Arca then, the one that is currently leading the race by quite a distance. It allowed then, well, there you go, the Ferrari's going to go on through there. Sven's gone into the pits as well. So, it allowed, so the 3 on hards at the moment going obviously longer. Let's see where the Williams in the was leading the race is going to come out. He's going to come out in front of Renz and Alu. His hard tyres being cold is going to probably drop him behind both of them. And there goes Renz on his, well, warm hard tyres, even though they are 14 laps. They are substantially quicker, and I'm almost certain Alu's about to go on through as well. Here we go, better exit here. The traction on those hard tyres just do not exist when you come out the pits, and well, Alu's going to go on through there, and he's going to get it done quite easily as well. So, Arca's in 7th at the moment. We'll see where he is, where everyone else comes in from their comes in for their pit stops. He is closing in on Alu, who is going to have DRS on the back of Renz as well, or possibly have DRS. He's fluctuated in and out of that kind of gap at the moment. Rigo comes in from for his pit stop now as well. So, where is he coming out? It looked like Sven and Mitchell are not that far apart either, and Rigo coming through. We're going to keep an eye out on where he is in comparison to Arca here. And it looks like Rigo is going to be a little bit off the pace. Not sure if that gap was as small as that last time out, but it was... Oh, there goes Alu! Actually, while we talk about that, Alu in a little bit too much throttle. Maybe he should have pit off of his tyres. Down into turn 1, we've got a battle here between Sven and Mitchell. Mitchell on the inside here. A little bit of a collision between the two of them. Mitchell, you should expect to have better traction through the corner. Goes for a little bit of a switchback. Sven's got better tyres. And down the inside goes Mitchell. A little bit of a touch between the two of them as well. And Sven's going to lose the position there to the Ferrari driver. And the current championship leader as well. Ake and Alu both have to pit, so I'll see where they come out when they do eventually pit. Heidelberg still tacking himself onto the back of Joe, who's 11 seconds off the back of Samuel right now. Sven, 0.8 of a second at the moment. Better off. Mitchell probably going into pit soon enough. Probably hoping for a safety car at this point as well, but he hasn't got it. But 0.9 of a second he is on Ake, which might open the door for him to make an overtake soon enough. Gonna get DRS, that's for sure. Alu comes into pit. And well, see Arca's still currently net P1. Is on closing in on the back of Renz as well. Rigo 7.5 seconds off the back. Net P3 or something in that region, I'm pretty sure. Ake Bolito's still got to go into the pits. Mitchell probably still has to go in as well. They're starting on the hard tyre, and then the damage in the first chicane obviously hasn't played into his favour. Mitchell half a second back on Ake, who's on 16 lap old hards. And well, there you go, in comes Samuel. So here's your best shot of finding out where Arca is in comparison to Samuel. Samuel, bearing in mind, was the guy in second, a little way off the distance. We're gonna actually are they coming up to us straight now, these two? Not one where they're going to be able to pass. So here we go, we get a good look at where they are. That's the Red Bull coming out. That gap has substantially shrunk. It's now, what, 1.5 seconds, 1.8 seconds. He is closing that, well, he will get a lot of that gap in as well. Trying to get those medium tyres sorted. And then, there you go, Mitchell down the inside makes light work of the Aston Martin with the use of DRS. And up to 7th he goes. So, we currently sit, there's your 1, 2, 3 at the moment. In 4th, net 1, 2, 3, currently in 4, 5, 6. As for when other people pit, safety cars might help them later on, but that's about as much as hope they have right now. That Williams on those hard tyres is flying. That Red Bull has cut the gap. The question is, with those medium tyres that are clearly going to be quicker, how much can he continue to cut that gap by? In comes Joe. At least Heidenberg out on lap 18 on his hard tyres. Same with Renz. We'll see, it'll be interesting to see where those two come out. Where did Joe come out in the grand scheme of things? Will he come out in front of Mitchell? It almost looks like guarantee at this point. There goes Rigo. Mitchell coming down the straight now. Is he going to be able to get alongside, or is it... It's not. Joe's going on the medium tyres, and Joe is out well in front of that Ferrari-powered car. The Ferrari car, sorry. And everyone sees a little split right now. As we see Ake, Bolito, and Sven both going in for fire, going through the motions, going through their fight at the moment. A little bit too far off is Sven to try and make a move, but he is in DRS range. At the moment, your only two that haven't pitted, Renz and Heidenberg. As to where they come out, it will be interesting. I think Heidenberg possibly comes out in front of Mitchell. By that same token, in front of Sven. And Akko Bolito's still got to pit himself. And in comes Heidenberg now. So, where is he going to be able to place himself? Joe is 7 seconds off the back of Rigo, who's also 5, nearly 6 seconds off the back of oh, what the hell happened there? Was there a little bit of a shake of a car there? Looked like it. And Rigo's going to go on through. When is that Alfa Romeo going to come out? Is it going to be alongside the AlphaTauri? Here comes the AlphaTauri down the straight. It's not alongside him. It's in front of him. Oh, Joe was certainly in front of that Alfa Romeo. And he is again now, but that's too close for comfort for him. And it looked like for a split second that overcut might have worked. And, well, Samuel is closing that gap. 1.1 seconds. He is the quickest man on track at the moment as well. He has the fastest lap. We go through lap 20 of 20, lap 20 of 33, sorry. And we'll see what can actually happen here. As Arca has got himself DRS now, so has Samuel. Sven's got himself DRS as well. We're going to take a look down the straight. How is the William going to deal with this? His tyres are substantially fresher, but he isn't close enough. Neither is Samuel either, so Samuel's got to hold himself in right now. Maybe Mitchell goes to soft if he can do 18 on mediums and Well, maybe pray it works. And as we come through, maybe Arca's looking for a way on through past Renz so he doesn't get caught up in a battle with Samuel. I don't think he has much of a choice, but oh, Mitchell's gone on too hard. That's okay, that's fair. And it's still within half a second over the two behind the leader, current leader. It's both got DRS and they're both closing in. It's almost like they can smell blood now. Renz will eventually have to pit, but the question is whether or not he's going from hards onto the mediums or hards onto the softs. How long is he staying out? How'd they go through? They're going to go through the final corner now. Samuel is much closer to Arca as he has been before. He's about 4 attempts. He's going to get DRS. He's got the better tyres. He's not going to be able to get close enough though, and neither is Arca on the car in front of him, as Renz is holding off pretty nicely right now. Still got 2 people that need to pit, and it's both the Aston Martin, surprisingly. It looks like Samuel had a little bit of a look. He had a little bit of an idea of what he wanted to do there, and but he's too far back to try and execute it. It looks like the Williams is a little bit all over the place, but able to keep it going. Doesn't look as quick as he once was. That Red Bull hunting him down, but he's not able to do an awful lot while the DRS of that Williams is open. As soon as Renz goes into pit, Arca might be under fire immediately. Actually, the real question is, when is that going to happen? Is it going to be a little too late for Renz, for Samuel possibly? Here we go, DRS again, down the long straight, onto lap 23. And it doesn't look like either of them are going to be able to pull close enough again as we go through the exact same motions into turn 1. And it looks like Renz is just going to hold on out. Definitely going to softs at this point. But he's just going to hold on out for as long as he physically can. Rigo now 7 seconds behind. He is closing in, but he's not closing in anywhere near quick enough. Joe, nearly 6 seconds off the back of Rigo. And again, not really closing in enough. It might be possible that, well, the top 3 might already be decided. We still have a long way to go though. Still a lot of things can happen. We're still going with the DRS and we're still in a stalemate between the 3 of these guys. At the front of the grid, Sven and Ake are going to go at it later on. Within a second now, but when they get into DRS, it should be Sven's fresher tyres that do the work. They're going to go through the chicane here now, the front 3. Oh, Renz is out! Renz is out! That might be a safety car. It is a safety car! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, and there's your sting in the tail, I guess. Oh no! Oh, and with what will be about 7 laps left of the race, everything just got shook right back up. P4 was there. Well, you were certainly going to be able to put yourself in a fight for it, that's for sure. There's a mistake that's very much swung everything open. And Samuel now in the lead of the race somehow. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. It's a full-on safety car. It's a full-blown safety car. You see the yellow marker there on the edge of turn 3. It's a full-blown safety car. and everything has just straight up just changed a lot. The front four have not gone in. Whether or not that's because you can't push them along, Arca. Oh, there goes the Williams. He dove in. The Red Bull stayed out. The Williams has gone in. Same with Rigo. Is Heisenberg should follow. He's 19 seconds up. So he's going to do the wise thing and follow on through. All three of them should realistically get out in front of the person, in front of Joe behind them. They're gone. All of them have gone on to softs. And Samuel might regret that decision. Oh, that's 5 seconds though for Arca for crossing the pit lane exit. Oh, that could be a costly penalty. Out comes Heisenberg on the softs. They're going to be one lap fresher. Might be able to hand him a little bit of advantage in a fight over Joe. But Joe up to 4th. And Samuel might just be a sitting duck. Mitchell comes in as well. Is he going to drop to at the very least 11th? Probably to 12th behind his teammate as well. And not only did this race just take a very large swing multiple times, but so maybe the championship is just leveled, intensified a little bit as well. Maybe people are about to change it up. Don't forget your championship leader at this current time. Well, sat 11th. No points for him at the moment. No points for BR4. No points for Ishmael. I knew that was your three of your top 4 going into the day. And none of them have scored points at this current time. On lap 25, on lap 26. And that is also not very good news for Arca either, as his 5-second penalty is going to plummet him down this ranking soon, down the grid. What's happened between the McLaren here? Why is the McLaren going at a snail's pace? Why are people going at snail's paces? Is there a Delta? I assume there's still a Delta. Can't go past, or Audacity has to give position back. Not sure why there'd still be a Delta. I think they do as well. Hopefully everyone's going to be able to catch up to the back. They do have the Delta, but you're right. If Ake can't get to the back of this grid, then... No, he's going to get to the back of this grid. He's going to be fine. Maybe they're all fine now? Let's see if everyone can hold up. Everyone hopefully gets to the back of the grid safety car so we can form up a proper race here. We go 13 people to the end of the race. If you've got a penalty, you might have screwed yourself over here. Especially for a penalty like Arca's just got. The 5 seconds for crossing the white line on the edge of the pit lane is really just not the greatest thing in the world. Ah, never mind. It gives me a championship tab on this thing as well. That's actually quite nice to know. Telemetry, traction, ABS. Yep. ERS is on low for pretty much the entire grid at this point. Couple people in lean fuel mix, which is an interesting situation. No, it's actually just them not switching it on. Never mind. Everyone who's got it on's got 100%, so Everyone's going to be able to go immediately. Anyone got any damage? The tyre wear on the car in the front is going to hurt him substantially. It looked like a bunch of people on the tyres. Going to be fine when it comes to the end of this race. It's going to be, how long can Samuel hold on? We're going to go at the end of this lap. But how long can Samuel hold on for? He's made the bold decision to stay out. And it might have been the worst choice he could have made. But that's an answer we'll find out in about 6 laps time. We're going into safety car now. That Alfa Romeo might want to get really close to that AlphaTauri, otherwise he's going to be in a bit of a problem for when this safety car goes. You don't want to be too far behind the guy in front. Also don't want to hit the guy in front. It almost looked like the guy at the front of the grid, Samuel, was about to head off there, but it's almost like he's trying to bait him at the moment. You've got to wait up, mate. That safety car has got to go into that safety car. It looked like he's going. It looked like he's going. He's going. He's weaving. I'm not sure you're able to do that, but he's weaving. But down to turn 1 we go. Alu's in the pits. I assume that means Alu's got damage. And down into turn 1. Nothing happened to the front. Anything happening further back? No, Heidelberg fends off Bolito. And nobody actually lost position to start off there. As we go through turn 3, Rigo goes very wide into turn 3 and possibly loses a little bit of time there on the guy at the front. Maybe these three are going to go at it all the way. From start to finish, 1 lap 28. We're going toward the end of this race. The safety car restart, the safety car itself, shake everything up. And Arca now in absolute position to go and win this. How long can Samuel hang on? It's also not like he's gonna eventually have to defend from DRS as well. Someone damaged their wing here. Donny dropping down. It looked like he just damaged his wing. A little bit of a collision by the side, but it drops all the way back to 12th now. And they're going to come down the straight. It's just a case of if rather than when for Arca, but he's also got a 5-second penalty, which he isn't going to clear. So it very much could be Rigo's race. It could be Rigo to win. 3 seconds for PSV. And these front three are going to go hammer and tong at each other right to the very end. Samuel still seems like he's able to hold it for just long enough. He knows that all he has to do is fend himself off from Rigo, and he wins this race because Arca's not clearing that 5-second gap. If anything, he's not going to clear a 5-second gap for a long way. Mitchell looks like he's just got past Audacity. There's a fight going on at the front. It looks like the Williams, down the inside he goes. Donny gets an extra 3 seconds. But the Williams just not able to make it stick. And the longer we go here with Samuel at the front, the more he's going to win. Because Rigo, it doesn't look like he's able to pass Arca either. And Arca goes a little bit pear-shaped through that chicane, and that gap has opened up. It's 7/10 now. The slipstream is not going to be as effective for that Williams. DRS has now been enabled, and in the next lap we can see a lot of things change. 1 lap 30 of 33, and there's still quite a lot that could happen. 0.2 of a second is the Mercedes at the moment seems to be in a prime position, but it just doesn't look like anyone getting past Samuel until the use of the DRS eventually does come in. And that's where Samuel got his work cut out. He's probably hoping he could already have some sort of a gap. He doesn't have that gap. And in comes DRS to this straight now. They're gonna go around the corner. The wings are gonna open one by one all the way down. The Alpine gone that there. The Alpine span. Swen has just spun off the curb there. It looks like Mitchell's gone round the outside of Jaguar as well. And it looks like Samuel was able to hold on for just a little bit longer. And then Taliana got 3 seconds. And here comes Jaguar, Mitchell actually. Mitchell with the far later break than the McLaren gets the position with that late break as well. That was not quite expected, I don't think, from me or the McLaren who was currently fighting. Down into turn 1, Samuel holds on. He's now going to fight himself away from Joe, who is just on the back of these 4 at the 3 at the front. As Samuel's job, what was looking harder and harder, is becoming easier and easier by the minute. The longer he goes, they're just not able to make a move. And the Williams just not able to do anything either. And, well, this is just going to line up for Samuel to drive this one home. We're on lap 31. There's still 2.5 laps left of this race. DRS is still fully activated. And nothing's going to happen down the straight there. We're going to go into sector 1 where the overtake may possibly happen later on. You see the championship leader also trying to fight his way back through the points. He's currently in 7th, but has a 3-second penalty for track limits. Down the straight we go. DRS is a thing, and it's on all the cards. And let's just see if the Williams can go down the long way. Is he going to get the move done by the time turn 1? And he is. He is going to get it done. So that's 1 past. Is it going to happen for Rigo this time? Samuel, bearing in mind, doesn't have to clear anyone out. Does not have to be cleared by anyone else up to Joe. If he ends 3rd in this race, he will still win this race because of penalties. Rigo gets a little bit too close to the comfort to the back of that Red Bull. Everyone's still going for it. We're on lap 32 of 33, and that Red Bull on its medium tyres is somehow surviving. Rigo, 4/10 back, had DRS, but now it's the Red Bull turn to have DRS functioning as well. And that's going to make the job substantially harder for those behind. It's 7/10 of a second now, Arca to Samuel. And that penalty is not getting cleared. That white line penalty is going to be one that Arca could look back on and rue quite intensely. Down into lap 33 we go. And this is effectively last chance. Is Rigo going to do anything here? He looks for it, but he is too far back. It looks like the same for Ake on there. Heidelberg towards the back there as well. And we're going through turn 3 and without a spin. And there goes Rigo. And as soon as I say without a spin, round goes Rigo. Heidelberg on Joe. Who is it going to be? They're going to go around each other. Joe looks to cover it off. And it looks like Ake Balea is going to go down the inside of Heidelberg. And that's a good move there from Ake as he pulled it off quite solidly. And down we go into the final DRS zone. Arca's only 8/10. Samuel has a 1.3 second gap. And after leading in Baku and having his chances of winning ripped away by a rookie mistake and a little bit too much throttle, he had his chance in Britain. Had a little bit of a mistake there as well. But this time, make no mistake about it, it's Samuel's day. And this time, he's going to be on the top step of this podium. Samuel is your winner in Spain. It looks like Joe's going to take the 2nd step. Ake Balea on the 3rd. Heisenberg takes 4th on the grid. Arca's going to have to settle for 5th after his own mistake, crossing the white line. Ends any chances of what would have been a dominating win. Mitchell's going to get 6 out of that, and whilst he doesn't extend the championship lead, because I'm pretty sure the guys behind him going to clear, some of the guys behind him might jump, who was originally second and third, close the gap in. But it is a day that Mitchell might accept after what happened lap 1. Jaguar's going to end 7th, PSV's going to end 8th, Audacity 9th, and Rigo's 10th after what was going so well turned out to be so horrible. And then Swen 11th, Donny 12th, Alu 13th. And that is how it's going to end. The choice of the medium tyres just about worked out in the end. But whether they just about worked out, he does not care. That sprint to the line ends up with the Red Bull on top in what was another thrilling race, steeled out by Tier 1 here. We're 3 for 3. What? Hey, it could have been a lot better for you for Audacity there. It just didn't work out in that way. There is a lot that could have happened. A lot that did happen. And after all that, the Red Bull, Samuel finally steps on to the top of that podium. Let's see if we can get people into interviews. I'm gonna get 4 people in, I think, this time. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get into the right channel this time. All right. Yeah, this will be it. Just seeing if we can get other people in to do interviews as well, Joe. And we'll start off. Let me at them again. Hopefully one more at the very least joins. Get a couple of people their opinions on the race. Because there was a lot that went on there.
You could get Arca.
Who's the one that said yes? Yeah, Arca as well. Let's see if he does. Let me add Rigo to this party. Yeah, that should be good. Hello, Rigo.
Hello, Pyro.
Oh, heartbreak. Oh, dude.
I'm gonna also try that thing as well. We'd be so anxious if we had post-race interviews in Tier 2. I love the idea of having post-race interviews. It's always something that getting to know the insides of what people are thinking for a race is fascinating to me at the very least.
Just inviting a very, very angry Max Verstappen. You'll end up with a Leclerc Verstappen moment from karting.
Right then, let's it looks like we're only getting the two for interviews. So you both got your audio shared, right? You should audio sharing beforehand. All right, let's start with you then, Rigo. And let's start with a normal question. Talk us through your race. How did it go for you?
It was honestly quite a lonely one because I don't know. At first, the cold tires at the start, we were 4 wide into turn 1, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a party at the back race. But yeah, it worked out, and I ended up in a DRS train, and I continuously took one after another, and then it was just me because all the top guys went left, right, and center and out. So I don't know what happened, and then I was like P3, and yeah, then it was lonely, and then I was pushing like crazy because I saw that Joe came out on fresh mediums, and I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. And then the safety car came, and then I knew it was over.
So after that safety car, obviously you were closing in, and I don't know if you were aware at the time, but all you had to do at one point was to get Samuel, and you would have won. Then you got a 3 seconds, and then a spin. Talk us through those two.
Oh, dude, like. At first I thought I only had one warning, I thought, but I don't know where. I probably must have gotten the first one at the start. I don't know, but so that came as a surprise. I just yelled straight out, like what? And then yeah, like I thought I was gonna win for a second. I was like, wait, is this my chance? Like I'm never going to be here again. And so I was aware about that. But I just wanted to follow Arkra or whatever his name is, and like to follow him through, because he had a 5-second penalty. So, but yeah, but then when he did the overtake, I just span, but then it was already over. So, and I don't really know how I span this time. I have no idea.
But yeah, the chat was honestly rooting for you at one point, like really a lot at one point. Like when you got into that position. Yeah, but now you know it's doable. Are you aiming to be here again? Are you aiming to be toward the front again? Is that or are you just content where you're like midfield?
It's gonna be pole at Austria, I swear. Now the sweat begins for real. Like, I'm so surprised that I could keep up with some of the guys and like have like certain amount of good pace. But so yeah, I'm actually just happy, to be honest, even though it ended in heartbreak. But yeah. There's that.
Fair enough. Thank you for giving us the insight to a highlight followed by a low light. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint.
And Joe, obviously you came second in the end. Talk us through your race.
Didn't get the particularly best of starts on the hards. I was contemplating the decision to start on them, and it really didn't work. I ended up getting pushed onto the grass by my own teammate when I was in 6th, which I wasn't too particularly happy about, because I did ask him not to come up the inside into the corner, but he did it anyway. So I ended up, I think I was 12th, and I was nowhere off that leading train. I don't know how they were going so slow. Because I think I was like 3 seconds behind it, and in like 6 laps I'd caught that gap along with Swen. So, and I also don't understand how I overcut everyone so much on my medium, because when Swen made his pit stop, he was in front of me, and when I came out the pits, he was 10.5 seconds behind me.
Yeah, that might be to do with a spin.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I hadn't been looking at the minimap, and it was the same for Belito, because he was also 10.5 seconds behind me. And I was like, he was only, 2 or 3 seconds behind me. And I was like, have I really got that big of an undercut?
As you were going through, every person that you might have been able to fight through, they were all one by one spinning as they went down the grid.
It's me for change.
And then obviously all the things with the safety car. Talk us through everything that happened there.
Well, obviously, I saw that Renz was out, and I was like, as he crashed on the pit entry because of where he crashed, and lo and behold, he had. But I came through the final sector, and I was 0.5 seconds off getting a drive-through penalty because my delta went instantly to -4 seconds on the pit entry. And I had to slow, and I think I crawled past his car at below 20 mile an hour. UK road speed limit. And it wasn't going down, and I was like, come on, please, please, please. And luckily it did. And I was like, no brainer, soft. I was like, I'm not going to get past on the mediums. Everyone behind me is going to be on softs. I may as well take this risk. It didn't work. The mediums were the better option. I probably should have stuck with them and taken the track position, to be honest. But it was worth the gamble, and I still got second anyway, so I didn't lose anything.
Is this race hopefully the turning point for you? Because obviously you had the incident in Baku, and obviously the spin that came along with Britain. So it was a great start. Is this where it changes?
Yeah, I won't shy away. I do think I am possibly the quickest person in this tier. Because I should have won Baku. And I don't think anyone will disagree with that. Silverstone, when I went back and looked at my lap time data, it was quicker than BR4's, and he won the race. So, arguably, probably should have won that race as well, if I hadn't have spun. And today, I definitely had the pace too, I just obviously didn't have the luck in the first 10 laps, being stuck behind that massive train and obviously being hit onto the grass at the start. But not for that, I definitely reckon I would have been running in the podium places.
Fair enough. So the aspirations going into a quarter of the way through the season is still definitely a title then?
Yes, the aspiration is 100% still a title. When I don't know where Mitchell finished. I think it might have been outside the points.
Nope, 6th.
He finished 6th, Jesus.
Yep, somehow. I have no fucking clue how.
I'm sure he had the penalty, Jesus.
He did, yeah, he cleared the 3 seconds to Jaguar, so it was no point of the penalty.
Yeah, okay. So what, that's Mitchell on 51 points, I'm on 18. It's a long gap to go, still. It's 33 points. But I looked on average, I had to gain 4 points on him a race. Today I gained 10, so it's doable.
Fair enough.
In my mentality, it's doable.
Thank you for the time, Joe. Appreciate it. And with that, I think I'm going to end the stream there in a bit.